Hey, it's a girl, Claudia Jordan. Bear with me. My voice is on struggle. It's Friday, and we're back with TGIF. We had to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. Late on the show, we're catching up with the cast members from Love and Marriage Huntsville. People have been talking about them on social media. Maurice and Kimmi Scott. You do not want to miss this. And we're putting two soulmates in the hot seat to see who was the ultimate super fan of TGIF. So sit back, relax, and get ready for this tea. I'm drinking this tea to get this voice together. What's up, Al? What's up, Q? I'm gonna need y'all help tonight.
Baby girl, you know we got you. You know we got you, girl. Al, you sipping tea too. You got. I heard you say over the break you got COVID.
Well, thanks for telling my medical history.
Well, I told y'all in the last episode he had that nasty woman's disease. Y'all didn't want to believe me.
What in the world? Yeah, I did. I tested positive for COVID today, but I'm gonna take another one tomorrow just to make sure.
Is people still falling out from COVID and dying? I'm just asking.
I don't know, but the Surgeon General has said that there's been a huge spike in new COVID cases. And I'm thinking it's because we're traveling more. The summertime is here. We're traveling. I just got back from Essence. I was with you, obviously, but, hugging and kissing and shaking and holding babies. Or it could be the planes. Who knows?
Soulmate, y'all said he tried to throw that I was with you, but I ain't got it, baby. I got a clean bill of health over here.
Why somebody say that I sound like Krishan?
Oh, you sound like Krishan?
You do sound like Krishan, but the beautiful thing is you have your front tooth. So we're gonna rock with that, and we're gonna keep that Krishan spirit off of you.
I was a little afraid I had COVID, so I took a home test, but it just hit me overnight. Like I was scratchy yesterday, and it just out of nowhere, it just took over last night, and it was gone. And I do feel lightheaded. Like I feel lightheaded, like I do have COVID, but we're gonna pray I don't. Okay, yeah, feeling good.
Feeling good. No, let's get it going, baby. We got a jam-packed show today, so let's get it going.
All right, y'all. Kim Zolciak and her husband Kroy called up their divorce. According to sources, they're getting along and want to work things out for the sake of their children. What do y'all think about this update, Al?
Hey, I told you and Q, and y'all argued me down. I told you they weren't going to get a divorce. I told you I thought it was all for press. Too many dynamics were going on, foreclosure, 4 kids, really 6 kids. I think this was all a ploy, and I think she must have signed, or he must have signed, or they must have signed some type of deal for them to be coming back together.
You?
I think this is trifling and disrespectful as fuck. I think the city of Atlanta need to charge them for all them 911 calls and all those police officers that they sent out to the house. And see, it's people like her that make us not take domestic situations serious, because I knew she was too damn calm when she was talking about that man was locking her ass in the bathroom, or he locked himself in the room, or took her wigs, or whatever it is they had going on. I miss the days when people would actually hire publicists and put together well thought out publicity stunts. Now these hoes just playing in our face. And I don't like it. Anything that they have reality TV wise, it may have gotten you the deal, but it's going to get you the viewers, because I'm not going to watch, because y'all have already told me that y'all are about stunts and shows. So that's what the show is going to be about. So, I'm never going to root for the disillusion of a family, but stop playing in our face, and please stop calling 911. With as much crime is going on in Atlanta, they breaking in people's cars every day. You can't even go to Kroger without your window being in the parking lot. When you get out, the water boys is harassing people at the corner of Lenox and Peachtree. You can't go to Lenox Mall without getting shot up. All the restaurants is closing down. Cost of living is through the roof. Groceries is high as giraffe pussy. And y'all around here playing with the government. Stop calling 911 and keep y'all white people business in y'all white people foreclosed house.
Ooh. Brittany said, what about the nasty wigs people bought from her?
Report that shit stolen. Report that shit stolen to your bank. All right. Report them lice-infested wigs to your bank stolen. Or if you got PayPal or American Express, you can tell them the delivery person sneezed on your package and they'll refund your money. So just tell them Amazon sneezed on your package, get your money back, and all is calm.
Q, we got some comments.
All right, we got Living Life 6521 said she was scared that she was going to go back to the trailer park. She was desperate. She absolutely was. Let me tell you something. Betty Wright told the girls a long time ago, having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. So I'm going to just take what I got and work with it, baby. Okay, listen, if you're going to be broke, you might as well be broke with a partner, somebody who can help you. All right, you drive Lyft in the daytime and he drive Uber at night. Ain't no need in being broke with all them damn kids by your damn self. And quiet as it's kept, with Kim being the cash cow, she gonna need somebody to watch that litter of puppies that she done damn had round to that house. Hot Commodity 77 said she just gonna go back to making sure her bag is secure, then they gonna break up again. Probably so. But Al, I got a question for you. Do you think she going back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, or you think she probably got her own show?
Let me tell you, I'm going to agree with Kavalisa, who said that they probably got a Bravo or a We TV show out of this. So I can see her over at We. I can see her doing another platform on another network. I think something is brewing, and we're going to find out in the next 6 to 12 months.
All right, fellas, the soulmates have been asking for the tea on this one, so let's serve it up. Rapper, well, that's debatable. Blueface is back in the news, stirring up controversy on social media for asking his 6-year-old son if he's gay. Has Blueface crossed the line once again, Q?
Does a line even exist with Blueface? With this story, the line being crossed was not him asking his son if he was gay. The line being crossed is having those half-naked women running around that damn house with a multi-$1,000 worth of jewelry on and no food in the damn pantry. The little boy was in the pantry not because he was running from booty cheeks, as if he even knows what they are, but because he was hungry. And listen, my grandma said, sorry women feed their kids cereal. Them hoes ain't even had no cereal in their damn pantry for the damn baby to eat. This is what I want to say to the greater community. Y'all always pushing y'all sexuality on the kids. Why y'all pushing sexuality on the kids? The kids is too young. They shouldn't be exposed to that. Every time I turn on my TV, somebody pushing sexuality on the children, because oftentimes the dominant culture tends not to consider heterosexuality as a sexuality, but because it's the one that you practice and the one that you're familiar with, y'all get so blind and turn a blind eye to this. And the last point I want to make is, these subtle questions that you ask your child, are you gay? And then you applaud them when they say no. Those are the silent cues that send children the message that they can't come out or they can't be who they are because it's not applauded. So I just want you guys to know, you don't have to necessarily walk around your household saying sissy, faggot, bull dagger, I hate the gays, in order for your children to get the message that you hate the gays.
You know what, Claudia? We can be mad all day about Blueface questioning his son. We can be mad all day about how he's raising his child with strippers and smoking and drinking. We can be mad all day about how the son, because this the part that got me was how the son looked at him asking that question, how the son was interpreting the question. But we cannot pretend in our communities, parents don't pray that their kids are not gay. I mean, it's just simply a part of the Black community culture. And it used to be back in the day when I was growing up, you used to pray that your daughter stayed off the pole and you prayed that your son wasn't gay. Blueface happens to be, in my opinion, a 100% reflection of the sentiment in our community. Now, society has turned the page because we've gotten legislation, we got new laws surrounding the LGBTQ plus community, but it's our community that we have to take a stronger look in, right? If any of us, or if any of you are going to criticize this young man's take, or him asking that question, then we as a community need to look at ourselves, we need to look at our friends, and we need to look at our families first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what's so funny? Piggybacking off your topic, Al, it's so sad that in our community, y'all would much rather y'all sons be Blueface than be gay. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that really says a lot about the introspection you need to take on your views and morals. But Davis Brittany said, poor baby had to scrounge to find some Slim Jims. And Cali girl Shay said, I feel sorry for all the kids. Krishan has a warrant for her arrest. And the last same Florida said, it's disheartening that some people can reproduce because not everybody deserves the privilege of being a parent.
Now, this isn't just a Black thing. I saw a thing on Twitter where they said, would you rather your son be in the KKK or homosexual? And it was overwhelming these white people said in the KKK. That is so sad. All right, trash. All right, speaking of someone who's feeling the heat, Jennifer Lopez has found herself in hot water after announcing the launch of her alcohol brand, D Lola. The news was met with backlash from fans who called out J-Lo for not being a drinker and pointed out Ben Affleck's past struggles with alcoholism. Jennifer spoke directly to her fans via social media to clear things up. Let's take a look.
I do enjoy the occasional cocktail. I do drink responsibly. I don't drink to get faced. I drink to be social and have a nice time and just kind of relax.
What's your take on this? Is it just a money grab, Al?
It's actually a money grab. Let me tell y'all something. You'd be a goddamn fool to believe anything that came out of Jennifer Lopez's mouth in this last statement. Now, listen, I'm not mad with her. Mama got a business to protect. And listen, whether she drink or not, y'all, if the shit tastes good, buy it and drink it, all right? But you don't get as athletic as Jennifer is, as youthful as she is, the endurance that she has, not drinking. She did not magically start drinking. This is just a response to the backlash, and it's the perfect response. Maybe on New Year's, she may have an occasional sip of champagne or something, but she really does strike me as a non-drinker.
Al?
I don't know if I agree with Q on this one. I know that she works with Benny Medina, and that man is one of the smartest men in managing talent and branding them according to their lifestyle. And she did share in an interview, and I think one of the glossy magazines, I can't remember if it was Vogue or Vanity Fair, that, you know, she didn't drink in 2019, but things have changed. And one thing we know, Jennifer Lopez is worth $400 million. She's got a J-Lo beauty line worth $75 million. She's got a perfume line, and she's got a lifestyle line that's all doing super well. And I think now that she is taking on spirits, it's probably because she's doing spirits, because that's how Benny Medina markets her. And we know that Bethany Frankel sold her spirits company for $100 million. This is just another branding opportunity for her to expand her brand and make some money. And I think we're pushing back because we're not familiar with Jennifer being a drinker, and we also aren't comfortable with her selling spirits, considering the problems that her new husband has with it.
So Black Neptune says she is literally the female Diddy. And D. Mosley says, I'm so sick of hips, she can have several seats for a minute. And Cali Girl Shay said, let that lady make her money. I'm with it. Let that lady make her money.
Right.
But don't play in our face. That's going to be the theme for this year. Don't play in our face. Like, I think I just have more respect for you if you'd have been like, I created this line for my friends because I know this is the thing they like. Don't lie. You came out.
So you don't think she drinks?
Not enough to have a spirit line. I don't. I need a spirit line. I need a spirit. If anybody need a drink line,
you need a drink line.
Antoine Latham needs a drink line.
Unless she's drinking down at the bar where the Honda cars are,
yeah,
like y'all do. She can't have a spirit line.
But I will say this. I'm not gonna knock it. Listen, I ain't mad with anybody who find an outlet for making money. You got men selling weave and wigs that don't wear them. You got male hair. You don't have to necessarily use a product to be good at marketing it.
I mean, we can't be hypocrites. Anybody that works on television or is in a business has had to endorse something that they may not even have yet. All right. Radio host Shirley Strawberry's husband, Ernesto Williams, was recently arrested on fraud and child pornography charges. Now, police allegedly found an indecent photo of an underage child on his computer. Ernesto was arrested with another woman who was said to be his girlfriend, Erica King. Jesus Christ. They were both allegedly charged with running a credit repair scam. She looked like she's slow.
She looked like the underage child and the animals that he was caught with allegedly.
What y'all think? They've been asking for this story all week.
Listen,
I don't want to hear about this.
Listen, here's the first thing. Shirley Strawberry, Miss Shirley, I don't even know this lady, but Miss Shirley, I'm sorry. You sat your ass up on that Steve Harvey Morning Show and read everybody business and had something to say about everybody business in the strawberry letter. And baby, now you the strawberry letter, the strawberry lemonade, and the strawberry jam. Second of all, ladies, listen to me good, daughter. Y'all gonna get enough of listening to Steve Harvey and letting Steve Harvey fix people up. Because Steve Harvey allegedly fixed Shirley Strawberry up with this man.
What?
All three of us was at the first Steve Harvey fix up, which was Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill. And we see how that turned. We see how that turned out. No shade to Cynthia, because that's our girl. Then he don't set Shirley Strawberry up with this ambassador for the Humane Society and this man that's found with these underage pictures. And y'all still want to think like a man and act like a man, buy these books and go on this show and all this other stuff. How about new? Okay, how about you think like Jesus and do like Mary Magdalene? How about that? Y'all gonna get enough of listening to damn Steve Harvey. And quiet as a kept, Steve Harvey can't. All Marjorie over there doing the spending up all his damn money anyway. He can't see it. So I don't understand why y'all would take any advice from Steve Harvey. That's all I got to say on it.
Fun fact, I was on Steve Harvey's show on one of those fixer-up shows. I did not go out with either one of the guys. So, yeah, you can look that up. Al, what you think about this? They've been wanting to hear about this all week.
Man, everything about this story is just wrong. Shirley, come on, and she's beautiful. All I can say is Steve Harvey dubbed her the best voice in radio. I'm going to dub her as deaf, dumb, and blind to love, because that's the only reason she should be involved with this guy right here.
But do we blame her for him being a piece of shit?
No, but
he's got what, 3 or 4 decades of criminal history, like.
And then after he got caught with this, she wrote a letter to the damn judge advocating on his behalf for him to get, released and bond and bail and all that type of stuff. Shirley Strawberry, you's a damn fool, all right? Harlem Park House said as long as she tell it like she tell everybody else business, she'll be all right, just don't do a Wendy. And you see what happened to Wendy, her legs swole up and her mind bad. That's what happened. Listen, when you run away from your own teeth, it'll run to your ankles and it'll sit there.
Can we have the picture up as I go to this tease of the girl and the man one more time as we go to this tease? Please, I just want to leave the viewers with this.
Oh my goodness.
Coming up next, we are catching up with the stars of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Maurice and Kimmi Scott. Stick around. And wow, she getting D and none of us are. That's all I got to say.
Not me, girl.
Welcome back to more TGIF. Tonight's guests are the stars of the hit show Love and Marriage Huntsville. And let's just say they've been trending a lot in the headlines. But first, let's take a look at their new season.
We went to the doctor Friday. They don't see anything. He said, marriage is just difficult.
Nobody should come to me and provide me with information about the company that I don't know about ahead of time.
She builds your business up to a multi-million-dollar business, and then you kick her out. Like, you don't respect her.
That just irritated me. Absolutely not. Okay, well, look at the script. You said enough.
I mean, the same people you turning against me, how would they feel if they know you still begging me to take you back?
Please welcome Maurice and Kimmi Scott.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome.
How y'all feeling tonight? Are y'all nervous because y'all been all over the internet? Everyone's been chiming in. So how y'all feeling?
Not at all. We're comfortable now.
Because y'all came to TGIF now.
All right, so look. Listen, y'all already know how I come, but before we get into the tea, we're going to take a small trip down memory lane to what sparked the love between you two. So let's start with you, Kimmi. What sparked the love between you two?
Actually, we were introduced. We were introduced for the purposes of meeting each other. And he was flipping houses and I was wanting to get into real estate. And so we did a lot of conversation about, investment properties and that kind of thing. And in that time frame, we became really good friends. And then I thought he was kind of cute. I trolled him a little bit on social media, had a couple lunches, and then I guess that's all she wrote.
With that lady husband.
We done had this conversation a long time.
All right, so listen, Kimmi, you've been very transparent with your journey with breast cancer. Why was it important for you to use your platform to share this journey?
Initially, it actually wasn't. Maurice, we had a long conversation where he felt like I needed to kind of look at the bigger picture. I can be a pretty good recluse, to be perfectly honest. And when I was first diagnosed, I kind of wanted to go away and take care of whatever I need to take care of. And so after thinking it through, it just made sense with the platform that we have that I can help way more people continuing on the platform than kind of going home and deal with it by myself.
Okay, good. We don't got all the good and warm and fuzzies out the way. Now, this how this gonna go at this point. Maurice, I don't want no backpedaling and no pussy popping, and I don't want no talking in circles as no lawyer. I don't want no politician answers. I want direct answers. Don't baffle me with bullshit. We gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Now, Kimmi, we like to give you the opportunity. What you say?
I'm not that good, you know that.
Okay, well, we gonna see. Kimmi, I like to give you the opportunity to respond to a headline. A sad case of a man, Love and Marriage Huntsville fans slam Maurice for demanding intimacy while Kimmi goes through chemotherapy. Kimmi, what is your response to the backlash that Maurice has been getting lately?
So here's the thing, like originally, I didn't even watch it. He told me he had an interview with Carlos, and usually I just kind of get the nuts and bolts of it. You know, he was like, well, we did this. He asked me about that, and I didn't do anything. And then when I finally saw stuff just kind of everywhere, I was like, oh my gosh, what did you say? I literally was like, what did you say? And so one of the comments somebody keeps screenshotting around is the fact that I said, let me go see the interview. And people were like, I don't believe she hasn't seen it. And I just got life, like we got stuff. So when I actually did see it, I told him, I said, that was disrespectful. Like the words that you chose were cruel to me. It wasn't protecting me. The irony of the conversation in itself was that if you actually watch the show, I'm the one who initiated the conversation in regards to the fact that the chemo has affected my libido. And I know that affects him and his sexual injuries. So he has never forced me to do one single thing. He has never made me. He has never implied he was going to leave me. So the headlines, in order to get likes and tags, I absolutely get it. But the words that he chose to use throughout that interview, I felt were a bad choice of words in regards to me, because it didn't protect me in the words that he chose to use to describe. Like, I think he said, bend over and take it. That's like ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous. And I told him, I said, that was awful. The wording choice was awful.
You know,
I want to jump in and say something real quick. I was horrified too with some of the language. And I spoke about having a situation where it was the reverse. I had a man that had some issues. I want to ask both of you. Kimmi, I want to ask you first, do you feel the pressure? Like, if I don't satisfy my man, even when I don't feel good, am I nervous? Do I feel a way about the future of my marriage? And Maurice, if you could take back what you said, would you rephrase it, or do you stand on exactly what you said?
So for me, like I said, we filmed it and everything. For Kimmi, I never felt like he was going to leave me. That wasn't the case whatsoever. However, even before our chemo issue came up, we already had conversation about our sex life. We talked about our sex life before we got married. So this is like an honest statement. In Kimmi's world, I had made up in my head 7 days was the limit. Like, I would never make my husband go more than 7 days. I don't care if we're angry. I don't care what's going on. That was always Kimmi's rule in her head. And so in this case, we went about 2 weeks and I was like, ugh. So it was my choice, because I know that that's fulfilling for both of us. It's fulfilling for both of us. Like, at the end of the day, he's not the only one missing out. I'm missing out because I don't have the same climax. I don't have the same arousal. You know what I'm saying? So I never had that conversation based on the fact that I thought he was going to leave. I know I love my husband, and that is a big part of our world. I don't physically hurt. It doesn't hurt me to have sex. It doesn't do that whatsoever. It was just the arousal of the moment and the climax that is very different for me. So I'm just not getting the same fulfillment out of the sexual activity that he was.
We got it. So let's get Maurice in here. Maurice, do you think it was selfish for you to force your wife to suffer through it while she was fighting for her life? Your words.
Your words. Now, those are my words, and I'm going to own the words that I said. However, you have to take everything into full context. I didn't have knowledge of her suffering. I didn't have knowledge of her rolling over and giving it to me when she didn't want to, right? Or didn't feel the need to. At the end of the day, this is the thing. She surprised the hell out of me on television, talking about, you know what? I'm not getting it. I'm faking it. All that stuff. Like, listen, it's on national TV. So I'm like, oh, really? So you're faking it. This whole time I'm thinking that you're doing it. And it puts everything into context when you watch the television show and then you actually see the interview. Because for me to find out that she's faking it, and then for me to analyze a situation and say, it's admirable for her to do this because, number one, most people that do things for you let you know that they're doing it for you. They don't let you find out later on, oh, wow, you were actually hurting or you were going through something and you were sharing that and you were doing it for me. So, of course, I would change my words and give better context in any type of interview. However, I still find it.
So you don't think it was a little cringy to even want to have sex with her while she was going through that? And I ask that because typically if somebody's not feeling well, we don't make them cook. We don't make them wash the dishes. We may not make them take the kids to school, and all of those things are oftentimes considered a wife's duty. You didn't think it would be all right for her to forego that one duty while she was going through this?
See, this is the thing. We weren't doing it on the day she wasn't feeling good. Unless I didn't know that either.
Interesting.
So can you ask you earlier, would you rephrase anything that you said? Because it seemed your wife just revealed that it was your words, right? And how you said things, bend over and take it. If you, I've done this many times. I've said stuff and it's like, I wish I would have said it like this. Would you rephrase anything? Would you do over? Or are you like, no, I meant it exactly?
Definitely. Anytime my wife feels like she's not protected by whatever I do, that's my job. Mm-hmm. That's why God gave her to me, is to make sure that I have a covering and protection over her at all times. And if she feels like my words are crass, then I'll change my words. I'm not one of those people that say, man, I said what I said. Now, mind you, that's a great quote and everything else that goes around social media. I said what I said. I don't even know where that came from. But Candy. I'm not one of those people. It came from
Candy on the Housewives of Atlanta. She said it on one of the reels.
But I'm not one of them. I said what I said. I said what I said. Hold on. Let me say it better the next time.
So I know y'all probably been through this, and we know Martell and Melody have gone through this. The fans have been voicing their opinion about Maurice's remarks, and many of them are saying, you know, Kimmi should leave the relationship. Obviously, you're not going nowhere, but has all this scatterbutt from the fans affected you guys' relationship in any way?
I actually really don't care what people say that don't love me. Like, they love me one day and they hate me the next. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't really care what Kimmi says. If Kimmi says it offends her, guess what? I'll be changing. If Monster says it offends him, Jalen, any of the kids, guess what? I'll change. But
I think that's
being on, you know, television that we have to take a lot of comments, whether we agree, don't agree. I usually take most of them with a grain of salt most of the time. However, I think, you know, some of our fans to me just go overboard, like really for real. But in general, I felt like a lot of them were warranted, that the communication, it was crass. I mean, it was crass and, you know, non-protecting, disrespectful. A lot of those comments were on point.
And I gotta say this as the woman here, and I'm sorry, Al, I know you haven't had a chance to say anything. I still haven't heard him rephrase it in a kinder way right here on the show. I've been trying to give you the opportunity because I feel like your wife is protecting you more than you're protecting her. I feel like she's protecting your rep, and I'm like, Kimmi, I should have said it like this. I'm sorry. And it's like, I feel so bad for her. Like, I can't imagine going through what she's going through, you saying that, and then me asking you twice if you would rephrase it, and you said, yeah, but you really haven't. It seems like it's more about you than her still, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, and you can tell me shut the fuck up if you want to. It's just my opinion, you know?
No, I understand where you're coming from. And what I said is you got to get it in the context. I'm not going to rephrase. You said, would I rephrase it? Yes, I would rephrase it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about this because I've already said something, right? There's no taking it back. There's no ringing that bell. That bell's rung. That's why we're here. At the end of in the future, what I will do is I'll make sure that my wife feels protected. I don't feel any different about the situation. At the end of the day, my wife did something that most people won't do. Simply, she put her personal feelings aside. I never wanted her to do anything that was uncomfortable. I wanted her to stop working. I wanted her to put everything to the side and let's get better. So when she's doing things to find a sense of normalcy in life, guess what? I don't know, because I'm not inside of her, what makes her feel good, what doesn't make her feel good, when she's feeling good, when she's not. So at the end of the day, you know what?
Maurice, I feel that. Maurice and Kimmi, let's switch gears a little bit. This season on Love and Marriage Huntsville, we're seeing you all open up about the struggles of co-parenting, which is very commendable, I must say. But let me ask you a question. What do you think is the biggest challenge that you two are facing when it comes to co-parenting? And question number 2, how are you working through it?
Our difference of opinions in what raising kids. Period. Like the amount of responsibilities, I think for me right now is the amount of responsibilities that I feel children should have, and us as parents should enforce. And I think he's a little more lax in that particular area. And so it causes us a little, head bump trying to raise a teenager.
Yeah, I think that the fact that Kimmi has raised Jalen, and Jalen's doing excellent and amazing right now, is a feather in her cap as far as that she's already been there, done that. We're raising Monster right now, and even though things are different, even with Monster and Jalen, sometimes we still have a difference of opinion, even though I know that she's been successful in raising a young man.
I don't want to belabor a point, but I just can't help but notice, Kimmi, you look very uncomfortable right now.
Me?
Yeah, are you?
No, see, I'm not uncomfortable. What's funny, I guess, to me is that listening to the questions, and sometimes I think that he doesn't always answer the question at hand. And so I'm not uncomfortable at all. But sometimes in my head, I'm like, that's kind of not what she said. Or like, she kind of hit you the ball 2 times and you kind of let it go 2 times. Mm-hmm. So I'm not uncomfortable, but in my head, I'm just trying not to interrupt him or guide his answer in another direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to listen to, his response.
I understand what you're saying, Kimmi, woman to woman. I think your husband loves you. It's obvious you love him. There's clearly a disconnect in the communication as a third party looking in. And I'm no expert because I'm not married. You guys are. But I've been in relationships that are similar to this. And my advice would be, Maurice, you don't have to be inside of her to know how she thinks she's your wife. You see her every day. You know when she's sad. You know when something hurts her feelings. And Kimmi, I think you really protect him because there's a public light on you. And I get it, because you don't want the public coming for your man. You love him. But at the end of the day, you can't fully heal from anything when you're emotionally fucked up. And Maurice, your job is to make sure your wife feels good and, bend over and take it. This would be the perfect opportunity to rephrase it. You don't have to. I've been pushing it. You don't have to, but it would have been nice to hear some kind words to rephrase that. Because if I heard a man say that about me, I'd be fucking horrified. Never met, and she has to already go through so much. And you said it. Your wife is willing to go. I've been with a fine ass men that are beautiful and everything is perfect in our relationship. Not perfect, but things are good in our relationship. But I'm turned off from something small. I couldn't imagine going through chemo and what that feels like. And then having the magnifying glass of a reality show talking shit. Just be mindful as a couple because it will tear you apart. Been there, done that. I'm not telling you this from someone that hasn't. And I really hope y'all get through this because there is love, obviously. But the communication it's like you guys are going like this, and I don't know if it sounds like talking at each other or not.
So Maurice and Kimmi, we love y'all so much. And soulmates, y'all make sure that y'all catch Love and Marriage Huntsville on Saturdays, 8, 7 Central on. Coming up next, we're putting 2 of our soulmates in the hot seat to find out who is the super fan of TGIF. Stay tuned.
Oh, welcome back. Oh, the soulmates are going in on that last interview. Make sure if you missed it, make sure to run it back tomorrow when it repeats. All right, y'all soulmates. The super fans have sent their submissions, and today we're putting 2 lucky soulmates to the test to see if they really are super fans of TGIF. Are y'all ready for the hot seat? All right, each contestant will be asked 10 trivia questions about the show and the host, and the person with the most correct answers will be crowned a super fan. Soulmates, put your virtual hands together in the chat for our contestants, Mashika Moore and Lee Majors Baton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello, Sophie.
Hey, nice to meet y'all. Thank y'all for being with us, and thank y'all for watching our show.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Funky. Hello, Miss Claudia. I hope you feel better, honey.
Thank you. Hey, let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what makes you exactly a super fan. Mashika, let's start with you.
All right, Claudia. Well, my name is Mashika Moore. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but now I live outside of Los Angeles, California. And what makes me a super fan is because you guys actually became my extended family during COVID. Miss Claudia, my goddess queen, darling, I followed you from Out Loud with Claudia Jordan over here to TGIF. I'm a part of the Funky Bunch. And hello, my fellow lion, Miss Funky Dineva, darling.
Okay, yes.
And the Al Reynolds. So I am a super fan because I've watched you guys from basically conception. COVID was a dark time, and you guys were that light for us. Like the hollering, the laughing, like Al falling out of his seat laughing. Like I became like you guys were my extended family. So like. That was my thing. That's how I became a super fan. I watch you guys every day when I miss the live because I be working, child. And then I catch the repeat the next day. So that's why I'm here to take Mr. Lee Majors down, darling. So get ready for the smoke.
Lee, what makes you the super fan? What makes you a super fan, Lee?
Okay, real quick, because Mashika took a lot of my time.
Don't you try me. Not today, girl.
Not me, girl. But the reason I'm a super fan because, well, first of all, I'm out of Cincinnati, Ohio, representing Central State University, a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
There we go.
So,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for you, Al. But Funky Dineva been with me from day one. And you guys got me through the darkest time of my life. Because 2 years ago, I was on life support in a coma. And when I came out, I couldn't walk. I had to learn how to walk again and everything. And through laughter, y'all got me through the darkest time. So I want to thank you guys so much. So much. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Who y'all think is going to win this competition?
Oh, I'm going with my frat brother. I'm going with Lee Majors Baton all day long.
Al?
I'll go with Mashika. I'll go with Mashika.
All right, y'all. The winner will be featured on the FOXSOUL IG page. So you will be featured with all the soulmates looking at y'all. So, all right. Well, let's put your fandom to the test. Mashika, ladies first. Are you ready?
Get into it. Let's get into it, Miss Claudia.
Let's cue the music. Mashika, what radio personality was a part of the original cast of TGIF?
That would be Gary with the T, darling.
Very good. All right. Mashika, which host is always lying about unlocking their better self?
That would be my fellow Leo, Miss Funky Dineva.
Mashika, name 2 game shows that I was a part of back in the day.
Well, let me get my briefcase, darling. And this is briefcase number 9, Deal or No Deal.
Number 1.
And you were the originator of what we gathered the other day of The Price is Right, darling.
All right, Miss Mashika, which host was a former at Florida Memorial University?
always talking about getting my degree in economics, darling. That would be Miss Funky Dineva.
Mashika, which host is always down to the bar with a Honda car speed?
Okay, and that was them chicken wings, darling. That is Funky Dineva.
And Mashika, this is really gonna test your super fandom. Who was our first guest on TGIF?
Oh, child.
Dude, I don't even remember.
I'm gonna say Cynthia Bailey. Oh.
Mashika, what's the name of my red carpet segment? Is it called Al Takes on Hollywood or Al's Hollywood Highlights?
I think it's Al, because you do take on Hollywood as a new resident of Los Angeles.
All right, Mashika, what state did Claudia Jordan represent at the Miss USA pageant?
Of course, Miss Teen Rhode Island.
All right, all right. And last one from me, Mashika, which host moved from DC to Los Angeles?
Well, I just gave that answer, Al. That would be you.
Mashika, which host is a fan of the super evil, side tooth missing Anita Baker?
We know, because I'm a part of the Funky Bunch, and that would be Miss Funky Dineva.
Just kidding, Miss Anita. All right, producer, what is Mashika's score? Let's add it up.
8.
7.
7.
All right. Lee Major, do you think you can top that?
I'm gonna give it the best I can.
Cue the music. Cue the music. Lee Major, name the award show that presented TGIF with their first award in 2022.
The NAACP Awards.
No.
Oh, wow.
The Truth Awards.
Yes.
Lee Major, which host enjoys getting an IV detox?
Brother Funky Dineva.
Lee Major, which host has the most problems connecting with the internet?
Miss Claudia Jordan.
Okay, first of all, that's just lately.
Lee Major, which host separates Miami from Florida?
Brother Funky Dineva.
All right, and moving right along, which host graduated from East Providence High School in 1951?
Miss Claudia Jordan.
And last question for me, name one celebrity guest TGIF.
Miss Dr. Heatherly.
All right, Lee Major, you are. All right, Lee Major, you on a roll now. Which host is always traveling to Aruba?
Miss Claudia Jordan.
All right, next question. Which host's foot resembles the number 4?
Brother Funky Dineva. No. Yeah.
All right, Lee Major. Which host is always gambling down at the casino?
Y'all gave him easy answers.
We can't hear you.
Huh?
We can't hear you.
You're on mute. Lee, you're on mute. Unmute.
You're on mute, Lee.
Cha.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. All right, he gonna have to word. He gonna have to word this last answer.
Wait, Lee, unclick the mute button. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
We can't hear you, Lee. You're on mute.
Just get him out of the frame, child.
Listen, y'all, soulmates, these are the bloopers that happen in live television. Anything can go on at TGIF.
All right, Lee, what year did TGIF premiere on FOXSOUL? We'll give you an extra point. Hey, Lee, You got to take yourself off mute, my brother. Okay. Go to the microphone where it says mute. Hit the up button. Or hit the microphone and you'll be off mute. There you go. Jesus Christ.
I never did nothing.
Lee, you left this clock out.
2021.
All right, Lee Majors. Producers, what is Lee Majors' score?
It's a tie.
I got that last one. I got Claudia right.
You did not get it right. You were on mute. That's wrong.
I didn't touch nothing, boo.
Judges. Okay, all right. Let's see. Who was a famous roommate of Al Reynolds?
This the tiebreaker. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, Masika, that's on you.
I'm gonna say his ex-wife, Star Jones.
Both.
Anybody else? Q, you got a question? A bonus question? Al, you got a question?
Bonus question. What hell?
Yeah, I got one. Where did we all meet up that inspired
Cynthia Bailey's wedding. Cynthia Bailey's wedding.
Cynthia Bailey has started at her wedding.
I said it first.
You know what, y'all? This one is just hard. Both of them are winners. It is a tie. Y'all give it up for Masika and Lee Majors, y'all.
Hey. Somebody put my phone on mute. I had the last question right.
This was a lot of fun. The winner of the hot seat in our first TGF Superfan is both. TB said, y'all know black folks take stuff seriously. Thank you so much to Masika and Lee Majors for being part of our first hot seat segment. To all our soulmates at home, keep watching. You never know when we're going to do this again. You might end up in the hot seat, so know your stuff. Coming up next, neighbors are left traumatized in Florida, and later in the show, find out what we would do in some crazy scenarios. Keep it locked. Thank you, soulmates. We appreciate y'all. Welcome back to TJF. The soulmates are like thinking there's a big controversy here, like who really won? We'll have to have another round in the future. All right, you guys, whether good, bad, ugly, or just plain dumb, the tea is always overflowing with the crazy news stories out of the state of Florida. That's why we're giving you the 411 in What the Florida. Al, would you like to take over this segment, please? Could you take over the segment?
Okay, homeowners in Florida are on the search for a group of teenagers who are going around kicking in front doors and leaving neighbors traumatized. Now, the authorities believe this is part of a trending social media prank. All right, Funky, what you got to say about this, and you crazy Floridians?
The first person, though, they kicked in, didn't shoot the shit out of them as hard as they should have. Listen, I don't give a damn if you from Florida, Utah, or Montana. Somebody should have shot the shit out their ass for this prank. I know I'm supposed to be the defense attorney for Florida, but I'm throwing the game. I don't condone this, and I ain't got no money for the GoFundMe if somebody shoot the shit out y'all children for doing this, because they should know better.
So we're going to take it easy on the state of Florida this show, but we will be back on Florida's ass in another show. Coming up next, we're talking about different topics that got us saying, not me, girl. Keep it locked. Welcome back to the show. Soulmates, we can't slow down the chat. That's you guys because you're so active. You can scroll back up and slow down yourself. All right, y'all. Listen, we hear crazy stories pretty much every day. And this next set of topics got us saying, Q?
Not me, girl.
A passenger on American Airlines flight tried to give her fellow passengers a warning before storming at the plane. Take a look.
And everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two, but I am telling you right now that back there is not real.
Al, if your friend was doing this, are you going to support her and be like, oh, okay? Or you going to say, not me, girl? What would you do?
I mean, this was sad. I mean, clearly she was having a mental breakdown. It reminded me of Heather Locklear that was having her mental breakdown, and we caught her caught her out in the streets roaming around. I wish somebody had recognized it and said, "Come here, let me talk to you." You know, there are techniques that you use to calm someone down who's having a mental breakdown, and I just wish someone had helped her because that was embarrassing.
Cute, looking mischievous.
Now, I don't play with airplanes. I probably would have just erred on the side of caution and packed my shit and followed off behind her. I just would have, I mean, in the one-off chance that it was somebody sitting back there that she saw that we didn't.
All right, y'all. I want to thank our special guests, Maurice and Kimmi Scott and Mashika Moore and Lee Major Baton for joining us tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for tracks and tales. Sunny Lovin said she had some good shrooms. And King William said, I would have been gone. Thanks for holding it down, fellas. And great show. Thanks for holding it down, you guys.
Good. You good, girl. You get better. See you later, soulmates.